A little bit about retributive justice. I'm sure you've heard of that before. It simply posits that evildoers will be rewarded or they will be punished, according to with just recompense of their evil. There is a popular Latin expression, caveat emptor, meaning buyers beware. When you go to an auction, you will see cars with a sign buy as is. That is to make sure the buyer assumes the responsibility of what they are buying because the goods may be defective. Yet many people buy goods that come to haunt them later because they say in their hearts, "Od viam and veniam or faciam," meaning, I will either find a way or make one. Listen again. I will either find a way or make one. Indeed, many people engage in evil even though they know that the evil that human beings do will live with them and after them. I'm going to cite you a few modern and recent examples so that as you engage in evil, you will know that evil is so faithful that it will never sleep outside. It will always come back, return home. It is like a prodigal son. Many people burst the dam to sweep the neighbor's house, but they forget that theirs is on the path of the water. If you read this story, Mr. Refuse, you will see why I say so. But let me take you through history a little bit. Shall I? Julia Agrippina killed Claudius to enthrone his adopted son. He too will later kill his mother for reminding him that without her, he would not have had the throne. When Ronald Reagan was voted president, the new president immediately cut funding for National Institute of Mental Health, which was researching dementia, later called Alzheimer. Although he will later restore the funding, he was affected and probably killed by Alzheimer. Good and evil are like rain. They fall on everyone's house who lives in that area. Did you hear that? Oswald Harvey killed President Kennedy, and while still in custody, he was shot himself by Jack Ruby. The latter was rushed to the same hospital that President Kennedy was rushed to, but 48 hours later, he died. Now, a lot of women have seized other women's husbands, and they ended up themselves husbandless. No one plants apples to reap mangoes, for you will only reap what you sowed. If I ended here without giving you one modern example, then I must have done you injustice. Now, will you ride with me? Ibrahim Coulibaly was a notorious Ivory Coast Syria coup plotter. Ivory Coast Syria coup plotter, who was the ex-bodyguard of Alassane Ouattara, the current president of Ivory Coast. So in 1999, he led a coup that reinstalled Robert Gué as president. In 2002, he led a failed coup against Laurent Gbagbo, and in 2004, he fled into exile. He resurfaced in 2011 and joined the Ouattara rebels in collusion and connivance with the United Nations and French forces to oust Laurent Gbagbo, the constitutionally elected president of Ivory Coast at the time. So in April 27, 2011, after refusing to disarm to the Ouattara rebels, he was gunned down by Guillaume Soro's men to fulfill Jesus' words, "For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword." Did you hear me?